Assalamualaikum and a very good day to my lecturer, Professor Dr. Makyati S. Dr. Muhammad Razali bin Laud and everyone watching this video. My name is Nurul Sahira binti Radinkar and my ID is TG25036. Today, I am going to demonstrate how to use the Computerized Maintenance Management System CMMS software. In this video, I will show how to enter the required master data into the system, create and manage a work order, create a maintenance report, and finally, I will answer all the questions provided in the assignment. So let's begin. So first, we will go to master. So this master, we will use later when creating the work order and generate the report. So first thing first, so the first one is department. So department is very important because they identify which department use the equipment. So this is my example of the equipment for the department. So for my example, I have entered the production department, warehouse and logistic department, quality control department. And then if you want to enter the new record for the department, you just need to fill in the department number and department description and click the save button. And then after you click the save button, it will appear in the department list here. And then next is the failure code. So failure code is to classify the equipment breakdown and help analyze the recurring problem. So for example, I have entered all the failure code, which is the electrical fault, overheating, lubrication deficiency, water failure, air leakage, and pressure drop. So if you want to enter the failure code record, you just need to enter the code and description of the failure, and then it will appear at the failure code list. And then next is asset. So asset is to categorize the group similar equipment together. So I have entered the example of the asset, which is utilities equipment, production equipment, material handling equipment. And then if you want to enter the new record, you just enter the code and the description and then click the save button. And then next, the suppliers and contractors. So this section is to record the supplier information or contractor information. So for example, I have entered the supplier record here, and then if you want to enter the new record, you just click the new supplier and you can fill in all the details here. And then next is location. So location is to identify the equipment location, where is the equipment installed. So my example is block A, block B, and block C. And if you want to enter the new record, you can just click here and fill in all the description here. And then next is employee or requester. So this section is to fill in the employee information. So for example, I have entered all the employee name, which is Tian Jarul, Lokeshwaran, Khairul Anwar, and Chong Wei Shen. So this is my example. So if you want to enter the new employee record, you just click here and then fill in all the details. And you can also fill in the hourly salary and overtime rate, and the category you can choose either it's a employee or requester or inactive. And then next is asset. So assets are the equipment that will be maintained using the CMMS. So this asset information is very important because all maintenance record and reports are linked to this asset. So for example, I have entered the asset, which is industrial rotary screw air compressor system. And if you want to enter the new asset record, you just click here and then you fill in all the all the details here. And then next is cost center. So guys, cost center allow maintenance expenses to be tracked by the management. So this is my example of the cost center, and if you want to enter the new record, you just enter the cost center number and cost center description. And then next is job plan. So job plan is to ensure the maintenance activities are standardized. So this is my example of job plan. And if you want to enter the new job plan, you just enter here and you fill in the plan number, plan name, and the job plan description. And then lastly is the safety instruction. So this is the safety instruction. So this is the safety that the employee need to follow. So this is my example, and if you want to enter the new safety instruction record, you just click here and fill in the safety instruction number, the name, and the description of the safety instruction. That's all for master data setup. So after completing the master data setup, we will create a work order. So I'll click the new work order. So this is my example of new work order. We will see my example first. Okay, so the system will automatically generate the work number here. And then you can enter the problem description, all the details here, and then the employee information here. And then next is assign to. Assign to is who is the employee that we need to assign to do the work. So this is to assign the employee here. And then after the maintenance is completed, technician need to do the corrective action. So this is where the corrective action, they need to fill in the failure code, the cost description, action taken, and prevention taken. After the verification, the work order status is changed from completed to closed, and then the work order is now stored in the maintenance history database. So this is my example. And then if you want to enter the new work order, you just click here and then fill in all the details of the work order and then assign to who, and then job plan, safety instruction, and the work status closed or completed. And then you can save here. And then now I will generate the reports. So for report, you need to go here. So the first report that I will generate is the failure type analysis report. Click the failure type, and then we enter the date. So this is my failure analysis report. So this report is to summarize the breakdowns according to the failure codes. So from the reports, the management can identify the most frequent equipment failures and determine which problem require corrective actions. And then next is asset maintenance history. You can select the asset that you want and then click the preview. So this is my asset maintenance history report. So this report shows all the maintenance activity performed on the equipment, and it including the preventive and corrective maintenance records. And this report provide a complete maintenance history of the asset. And then next is close work order list. We select the date. So this is my close work order list report. So this report displays all the work orders that have been fully completed and closed. So managers use this report to monitor maintenance performance and the workload. Next is MTBF report. So this is my MTBF report. So MTBF stands for mean time between failure. So it measures the average operating time between one failure and the next. So a higher MTBF indicates better equipment reliability, and the report helps evaluate maintenance effectiveness and equipment performance. And lastly is the MTTR report. So this is MTTR report. So MTTR stands for mean time to repair. So it measures the average time required to repair the equipment after a failure occurs. A lower MTTR indicates faster maintenance response and a higher operational efficiency. So I have now completed the demonstration of the CMMS software. So next I will answer the question provided in the assignment. So the first question, why is there no tab for predictive maintenance and breakdown maintenance in the main menu, even though there is a tab for preventive maintenance? There is no separate, so my answer is there is no separate tab for predictive maintenance and breakdown maintenance because the CMMS system organizes maintenance in a different way. Preventive maintenance has its own tab because it is planned and scheduled in advance, while predictive maintenance usually required advanced tool such as sensor and real-time monitoring, which might not be included in basic CMMS software. Breakdowns maintenance is normally recorded under work order as corrective maintenance, so it doesn't need a separate tab. And then the next question is, what is the difference between a completed work order and a closed work order? So my answer is a completed work order means the maintenance task has been finished by the technician and the job is done. However, a closed work order means the task has been reviewed, approved, and officially finalized in the system. So once a work order is closed, it cannot be edited anymore. So in short, a completed means the work is done, while closed means the work is fully verified and finalized. The third question is, what are the possible challenges or obstacles that may cause the implementation of this CMMS to be less successful? So there are several challenges that may cause CMMS software implementation to be less successful. Some users may resist using the new system because they are not familiar with it. So proper training is required, and without it, mistakes in data entry may occur. So other challenges include high implementation costs, technical difficulties, and problem integrating the system with existing process. So this issue can reduce the effectiveness of the CMMS if not managed properly. And then the fourth question is, what improvement do you think are necessary to make this software more user-friendly and more impactful in increasing company productivity? So my answer is, improvement that I think are necessary to make the CMMS software more user-friendly and more effective in increasing the company productivity is the system should have a simpler and more easy to use interface, especially for the first-time users. So other than that, a mobile application version would also be useful for the technician so that they can access and update information easily in this field. In addition, better dashboard visualization, faster report generation, and real-time notification can improve efficiency. Finally, adding more flexible editing option and clearer navigation can help reduce mistakes and make the system more practical for daily use. So I think um, that's all from me. So in conclusion, through this demonstration, it can be seen that a CMMS help organization manage maintenance activity more effectively, improve equipment reliability, reduce downtime, and maintain accurate Maintenance record. So with a proper implementation and continuous improvement, a CMMS can contribute significantly to increasing the operational efficiency and overall company productivity. So I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention and thank you for watching this presentation.